How many of you in here don't drink and drive? Okay. Well, did y'all know, like, once you do, if you're under 21, when you get pulled over by a cop, all he needs to do to give you a DUI is to smell it on you. You don't have to fail a sobriety test or be drunk. You can just smell it on you and you get a DUI. I know this because I've gotten a DUI for the same reason, and my brother's a cop in Austin, so he tells me a lot of the same information that I use for this too. And Harvard University says 35% of students, college students, drink and drive, and I figured that's in Harvard. This is Texas State, so we probably got a lot more than that. A lot of reasons people get DUIs is because they don't know what the cops are looking for when they're out driving and drinking. They don't know the facts about the BAC test or the breathalyzer, and I don't think they really know the cost of one when they do get one, or else they wouldn't do it. The things cops are looking for when you're drinking and driving mostly is, well, if you're really drunk and you really can't maintain, is like swerving, like erratic braking, like nearly hitting something, you know, things you think of, but like driving too slow. So what they get a lot of is when you like stop at inappropriate places like green lights and like pedestrian crossings. So like, okay, what are these people doing? And stuff like that. But most of the time when they do get like a DWI or DUI, it's because it's just a routine traffic stop. Like someone just did something real little, like turned when it was like a turning only lane, they turned the wrong way, something little like that that they didn't even know about. And he said what they always get them first is when you walk up and you smell it. Because usually unless they're like driving bad or something like that, unless you see alcohol when you look in the car, like you really can't tell. But when you're drinking all night and you're around it, you really don't smell it too much whenever like you get in your car, but the cops smell it right away. That's the first thing they get them. And like for me, ever since I got my DUI and they got me for the smell, is I always get like a can of Axe and spray myself down before I get in the car. Because you don't want to do it like after you get pulled over, because then when they come to the car, there's Axe hits them in the face and like, ooh, it smells really strong in here. They know you're trying to hide something then. Like breath mints, always keep them like in your ashtray or something like that. That's what I do. But like a lot of things you can't help, like your eyes will be like bloodshot and stuff like that. And unless you're like wearing sunglasses at night, they're gonna see that one. And usually if they smell it on you, they're gonna make you get out and do a sobriety test, which for me, all they made me do is stand my feet apart like this and look up and just stand there for like forever. It was a long time. But what I heard them doing too a lot is like we had to alternate touch the nose and the pin thing. The way that one works is like they move it back and forth, and if you're not drunk usually you'll just follow it smoothly, but if you've been drinking, it'll just like pop here, like pop to the middle, pop there, like the way your eyes are, because they're like all slowed and what do you call it, depressed, yeah. And if you don't fail the sobriety test, you're probably going to get a DWI. But even if you do, you're not off the hook, because then they're going to ask you to take a BAC test. And for those who don't know what that is, it's a blood alcohol test. And what they use a lot, like on the field test, as cops say, is a breathalyzer. And it's a machine you blow into to test your blood alcohol content. Y'all see something wrong with that? Like, how's your breath going to show how much alcohol you have in your blood? Like, I don't get that one either. And in the state of Texas, you don't have to take it on spot, but if you do, you automatically get your license suspended for 180 days, which if you get a DUI or DWI, it's already going to get suspended. So I would always say don't do it, because if you're under 21, you blow, you're going to get a DUI, so don't even do it. I mean, you're going to get your license suspended anyways. And what they're going to do is they'll take you to jail, which that ain't so bad always. If it's already late, you get out early the next day. You ain't got to worry about getting home anymore. They're going to give you a night stay. But then they're going to get a warrant for your blood sample, which is way more accurate, and usually it's a lot lower than your BAC test, because when you have alcohol fresh in your stomach, it goes to your lungs first, other than if it's throughout your body, so it's always going to be higher. And a lot of people, they always say like they know tricks to like fool BAC test, like putting the penny under the tongue. It doesn't work. And the mint, or putting the dip in your mouth, or just stuffing food. None of those work. I mean, I always thought they did, but my brother told me not to, and I didn't believe him still. So he let me borrow his breathalyzer. We just sat around trying stuff, and I tried everything, and nothing worked. Even I think a couple things made it higher, so like don't even do that. But what I did find out that worked was I thought maybe if you breathe differently, like if you like inhaled real hard before, got like a good clean breath, and then blew, that would work. That didn't work. That made it higher. I didn't get that. I thought maybe if you just use the first part of your breath, like the clean part, and then like held back a little bit, it'd be lower. No, that didn't work either. And I used the bottom part of my breath, but the one thing that did work was like 20 seconds before I took it, I like made myself hyperventilate, like breathe in real fast like that, and that'd be like 15% lower. I was pretty surprised on that one. So if you gotta take one, definitely go with that one. That's the tested one that works. Definitely a good one. And whenever I got my DUI, they didn't make me blow because he goes, well, I'm already going to give you a DUI. So, I mean, you can either blow to try to prove your innocence or not. And I was like, yeah, I'll just go home. I got a DUI, but then he let me drive home. DUIs are expensive. Not as much as DWIs, but DUIs. Mine, I went and I pled deferred adjudication, which was if I'm good for 6 months, it'll be wiped off my record. It's not a guilty thing. DUI is only a Class C misdemeanor anyways, but still it's not good on your record. I had a $500 fine, which was the maximum. The minimum of community service hours are $20, $50 AA class, and $120 in my license back. That was a Class A misdemeanor. But according to News 8 in Austin, a DUI pled guilty will usually cost about $10,000 with the community service and the AA and all the other good stuff. You might do jail time, but usually you won't. But if you get a lawyer, usually if you get a lawyer, it usually costs you about half that, about $5. You'll pay a lot more for a lawyer, but it won't be on your record, and you won't have to pay as much. You won't have to do jail time. Mainly, if you're going to drink and drive, well, if you've been drinking, the best way to not get a DUI or DWI is to not drive. But if you're gonna, just stay focused on what you're doing and don't get pulled over, smell like alcohol, and fail the BSC test.